What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today, as you guys saw by the title, we're going to be cooking
Some bluefin tuna that was just caught the other day by my cousin. It's pretty moist inside the package, so what I'm going to do is layer it up with some paper towels inside of a Tupperware. And I'm going to keep it in the fridge for about 24 hours, changing the paper towels every time they look wet, like this. I washed my rice about 10 times. You could wash yours as much as you want. While I was doing this, I was getting my water boiling. The rice that I'm using is long grain. Short grain rice is recommended, but I couldn't find it, so. And I used twice as much water as I did rice, which was a little bit too much, so I would suggest using a little bit less than twice as much. I took out all the parts that were just seeds because they weren't really crunchy at all. My garlic was looking pretty good, and then instead of mixing it up, I decided to start cutting up the tuna. Of course, when my cousin gave me some tuna, the first thing I did when I got home was watch YouTube videos about cutting it up for a couple hours, and that's when I learned.
Yeah, all that's in there is what you don't want to be eating, so.
If you'll look it up, you'll see that this white layer is a connective tissue that's chewy and doesn't usually cook out, but I learned most of the things I did in this video from Outdoor Chef Life. He does the same thing on his channel. And then I wasn't paying any attention, so I literally burnt all of my garlic.
Now with the rice, we're just going to open up this little bottle of rice vinegar. I'm just going to sprinkle it over. And they say with adding vinegar to rice, you want to do slicing motions to mix it, as well as add it to flavor or season it to flavor, so however you like it. This is my first time ever making sushi, so I have no idea how much to add.
At this point, I kind of realized that my rice is a little bit mushy, but for some reason I still add more vinegar, which doesn't help at all, it just makes it worse. With my rice not looking too hot, I figured I might as well just start making more right now, get it out of the way. While I was doing this, my garlic finished up, it was nice and crispy, it came out really good. My rice, on the other hand, was starting to look like mashed potatoes the more vinegar I put in it. This scraping process was pretty tedious, although I did end up with a nice little chunk of that connective tissue, although I'm not sure how much I would have really noticed it if I would have just left it. The large part of the first loin didn't really seem to have very much of that connective tissue in it, so I just cut it up to use it whole for sushi. And then the large part of the second loin did have one part that looked like it had a lot of fat on it, so I just cut that part off, and then you'll see this part look nice and dark pink. Alright, we have some tuna sliced a little bit thinner, tuna sliced a little bit thicker, and then right here we have tuna with the connective tissue scraped out, and that's going to go inside of the sushi rolls. Our cucumber right here, that's going to go inside. The two different types of mayo that we're going to be putting inside. The rice vinegar, rice, messed up rice, and the garlic. The last thing we're going to be adding in here, crispy onions. And here's the nori or seaweed that we're going to be using to make the sushi rolls. I started making the first sushi roll, and then I realized that I completely forgot that I had avocados. So this first one was kind of a mess, rolling it, cutting it, the whole thing, but we got through it, and the second one came out a lot better. Alright, we got the first roll right here. It's looking pretty good. Okay. So I ended up making a couple more different sushi rolls. I brought some to my friends. Thanks again, Scott, for the tuna. It was super good. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all next week.